Cat Dennings. Hey, there's this show called Mike's Daily Podcast. I think it's really cool. And then there's other podcasts. But you know the thing about podcasts that you listen to? They're all part of networks or big corporations. Ew, disgusting, yuck. I like cats. They're so fuzzy, and you can cuddle with them. I'm on a really popular sitcom. Anyway, make sure to support the independently produced podcasts by people that sit in their basements and do it all alone and pathetic. And I think that Thor is really hot. I'm in that movie. Here's Mike's Daily Podcast Show. Thank you and goodbye.
This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 825. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, the return of the segment into an interview with the absolutely amazing Austin band called T-Bird and the Breaks. Plus, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, and the airlines we use like crazy here in California just had a bit of turbulence. Mike's Daily Podcast. That would be Southwest Airlines. There's a news story about that. I will bring that story to you, hence Mike's Daily Podcast. As I said on yesterday's show, I used to date a soccer fan. She had an obsession that all your time it demands. Since every single country in the world plays this sport, you've always got a bunch of guys who are really short and running in bright shoes on TV with absolutely insane bods. Mike's Daily Podcast. No body fat. Unless you have a stress wish, do not get involved. Mike's with these broads daily that watch the podcast soccer. Yeah! Because it's just so time wasteful. The whole game they're running back and forth, and you're realizing, I need to get out and exercise more. Look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. Hi, how you doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
Soccer is an amazing sport. It brings out a lot of beautiful women out to the soccer fields to cheer on their kids.
No, I'm talking about the soccer, like the professional soccer. These guys are, super good shape, the best shape of their life, running back and forth across this very large field. Or a pitch, as the British like to say.
Yeah, well, why would they call that a pitch? They're not playing baseball.
It's confusing, Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
I'll have none of it.
Look who else just walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, I wanted to tell you that the root beer that you gave me last time gave me a really bad case of the runs.
Well, that's good, right? Because you want to be like a soccer player. You want to run back and forth and stuff.
That's really not what... You know what I think is that you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, and that's creating comedy. Sorta. Mike, I don't think that's really what they call comedy. What? Really, Benita? What's comedy? Mike, this is comedy. Oh, you're not going to play that clip of Will Smith on Ellen, are you? Yeah, Mike, I want to do that because I'm really tech savvy. No, you're going to do it and make it sound like I did. So go ahead and do it. All right. This was an interesting 90s flashback in a week full of 90s flashbacks.
I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8 and I yelled to the captain, look at my kingdom, I was finally there. There we go.
Never watched the show. But he had so much fun doing that song.
Thank you.
And then you saw possibly on Jimmy Fallon the Christina Aguilera singing like Britney Spears. That was interesting. Now, I could go and try and get that audio and put that on the show right now, but I'm, lazy. As was demonstrated yesterday, I did the interview with T-Bird and the Breaks last night, and it was just before their sound check, before they went on the stage over there at Leo Music Club. And I could have gone down to see them. It would have been a probably 40-minute drive for me. But I could not get the heck out of my house. I was just like, do I want to drive 40 minutes? Well, I'll take BART. No, well, BART goes nowhere near Leo Music Club. So I'm like, I'll drive, Sleepy Hollow. Yes, that was the nail in the coffin. The literal nail in the coffin, because there's often a coffin in Sleepy Hollow, the TV show, and someone is dead or undead or something. So I watched that. Sorry, T-Bird. So now I guess I'm going to have to fly to Austin to see you perform. And I mentioned in the interview today how I'm so excited that they're playing locally so I don't have to fly all the way to Austin. Let's hear it for airplanes. And you're probably not too happy about airplanes right now if you're flying Southwest, because U.S. Airlines Southwest was, and this story comes from BBC.com, so that's why they have to say and preface it that it is a U.S. airline. We all know what Southwest is because we use it all the time. They got cheap flights, and you get to line up like cattle. It's great. Line up. Everybody line up. Okay, get on. So they had to ground some flights today. The cancellations came after it was revealed that the budget carrier neglected to carry out safety inspections on about 1/5 of its planes. This actually began yesterday. The U.S. Federal Aviation Federation Administration, or FAA, named after Tina Fey, later ruled that the airline could fly the uninspected planes for a maximum of 5 days as safety checks take place. The airline is working quickly to resolve the situation, said Southwest. They also say that it discovered that a check on the standby hydraulic system on about 128 of its Boeing 737 planes was overdue. And they said Southwest immediately and voluntarily removed the affected aircraft from service, initiated maintenance checks, disclosed the matter to the FAA, and developed an action plan to complete all overdue checks. After grounding those affected planes for about 6 hours, leading to 80 flight cancellations, the FAA told the airline it could continue to fly the planes that missed the inspections. Yeah, I don't know if that is a good idea. Southwest, which is the world's biggest discount carrier, has approximately 665... What? You don't have 666 Boeing 737 planes? That would make you the devil airline. So it's good to have just one airline short, or airplane short. Or they could have two more airplanes and then they'd be 667, and that's the name of the beast pizza delivery guy. The airline was in trouble with regulators before. Last May, it was fined for deceptive advertising tactics. In 2011, the airline came under fire after a hole opened up in one of its plane cabins mid-flight, and a subsequent inspection revealed 3 other planes suffered from similar cracks that led to the fissure. What do you think about Southwest? What do you think about people that are obsessed with soccer? And what do you think of Mr. Because apparently Floyd the Floorman and John Deere the Engineer are huge Mr. fans, we found out on the last show, and that I had seen Mr. perform at Disneyland at Videopolis. And Floyd the Floorman remembered the theme song to Videopolis, because Disneyland used to have this commercial that ran all the time. Go to Videopolis at Disneyland. Going to the top, Videopolis, yeah. And have you ever just been so lazy you just said, forget it, I'm not going to something that was maybe less than 20 minutes away? You're like, that means I need to put clothes on. I don't want to leave the house. Oh, Modern Family's on. Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show, or if you would like to sponsor the show, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
Mike, I really enjoyed hearing from Kat Dennings at the beginning of today's show. I love Two Broke Girls, and she was on Thor. She's got that strange smile where she looks like she's got something wrong with her teeth. I can relate. Bye! Teeth are hard to maintain.
Eat more apples. and floss. Maybe that's where Benita is going right this moment. But yes, as Kat Dennings was mentioning at the beginning of the show, shows like this are buried in obscurity because there are so many Mark Maron's NPRs and the show about the Ira Glass, This American's Wife. Oh, that's a horrible stab at satire with that name. This American Strife. Maybe that's why this show languishes in obscurity. So, if you would like to support this show, go to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. That's where you can listen to the show, check out the blog, see the daily podcast picture, listen to past interviews, and you can find the link to where to listen to the show in iTunes. Rate and comment on the show in iTunes, and that helps more people find out about us, and we don't languish as much in obscurity. We are also you can listen to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, the TuneIn Radio app for your smartphone, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, and the Stitcher app, which I mention at the very end of that list only because I detest Stitcher right now. I had the app on my smartphone for like almost 2 years, and it has gotten so slow, and it's just horrible to manage. It nearly caused a traffic accident for me for several times. It's just not smooth at all. I hate it so much. That's why I use the new RSS Radio app. And I talked to the developer of the app. I think he's in England via email. He seemed like a nice guy. Much easier to use, and it works, and it doesn't stall up on you all the time like Stitcher does. That was my little bit of podcast helpful advice to you. Also, you can share this show through Facebook, like the Facebook page, and when I post a new show, share it with your friends, and more people will find out about us that way. Great way to support the show. You can also retweet our tweets to help support the show. The links to where to find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr, all there at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And finally, another great way to support this show is if you're going to buy anything through Amazon, go through the Amazon link at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and we get a little bit of not much. Not like a major commission. I think maybe we get like 0.0001% or something. So it doesn't really help us out at all. But if I had like 1 billion fans like Chris Hardwick all buying stuff on Amazon, maybe all buying earplugs so they don't have to listen to Chris Hardwick. No, that's mean. He's a really great guy. And his show on Comedy Central is a hoot. You can go there to help out the show by buying stuff on Amazon through MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now, speaking of interviews...
Into an interview.
Hello.
Hello, T-Bird.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good, how are you? It's T-Bird and the Breaks.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to Oakland.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Your music is unbelievably good. It is
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
so good. I love the sound. And how did you guys all get together? It's Carly, Kate, Tricky, and Hannah?
Yeah. But right now on the road, it's just Carly and Hannah with us right now. So we're an 8-piece as opposed to like when we're in town, Austin, sometimes we'll be bigger, have more members.
Gotcha. And
yeah, so we switch it up when we go out sometimes.
yeah, because you're on this big tour.
Yeah, buddy, we're in Oakland right now, and then we're gonna wrap it up in the next few days, Las Vegas and LA.
Dang.
But yeah, it's been great, man. A lot of fun. I got to see Seattle, which I'd never checked out before, so that was cool.
What did you think?
I loved it, man. A lot of flavor.
A lot of what?
A lot of flavor. I mean, it had, it just, it's a cool city with a lot of culture,
Did it have a lot of rain?
Yeah, that too.
And
yeah, definitely.
so you're at Leo's Music Club tonight, and then...
yeah, you gonna come out?
I think I am, because you're like not too far away from me, and I'm just south of Oakland, so I think I can hop on BART and head on over. Otherwise, I got to fly all the way to Austin, but I hear Austin's awesome with the...
Austin's amazing, man. It's a really beautiful city, full of good friendly people and really happening music scene. So you should definitely come. You should definitely visit.
I have wanted to go there a long time, and so I would definitely love to get some plane tickets and fly over there and see you perform. In Austin.
Yeah, come on down. Let us know when you do.
Now, how did you guys all get together?
You mean how did we form as a band?
Yeah. How did it all start?
Well, it started with me traveling around the country trying to find a town with a happening music scene. Then I just kind of said about, the whole reason I moved was I want to put together a band, so I just kind of said about finding people on Craigslist or out at the club or something like that, you know what I mean, and putting together a crew. Now that was, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago now. So, like, there's a lot of the members have changed over the years, but there's been a couple with me right at the beginning.
I can't believe you do this. I mean, how you can keep a huge band together, that's amazing. That says a lot about you and about your leadership skills.
Well, I mean, I thank you, yeah, but it's not, we do it together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll get that vibes all over the music, and at the live show too, you can kind of see that it's like, it's a family affair.
Ooh, that was another band that had a lot of people in it.
Yeah, that's probably, I mean, maybe my favorite band of all time. I mean,
And funky. And you know what? Harmonism. Am I saying
Harmonism. Yeah, harmonism.
Harmonism. So that would be harmony and rhythm together?
Well, that's a good idea. It's kind of it's just kind of like, coming together in harmony, but with a little extra flavor. You know what I mean? A little extra stank on it. And just, when I do things like this, we get asked to describe our sound, you know what I mean? And a lot of times I find myself in between genres trying to be like, well, it's this, but it's not quite like that. It's this, but it's not quite like that. So we just make up stuff like chunk music and harmonism that we can kind of explain. It's a way to explain what we do. You know what I mean?
Chunk music, that's right. And this song Harmonism, it's so funky. And who's doing the backup vocals with you on this?
Oh shoot! I mean, it's a lot. It's the girls in the group plus song. We just I think it's in the liner notes there. So it's probably Tricky, Carly, and I think we recorded it before Hannah was a member, and then Kate might be on there. Jazz Mills might be on there as well.
And what was it like producing this album and this song?
It was a lot of fun, man. I mean, if I had my way, I wouldn't have to work a day job or whatever. We just be in the studio working all the time. So yeah, I mean, it's like we do. Let's see, the rhythm tracks. We kind of cut them live together, and then put vocals on top of it, and then we just kind of work until we have it where we like the sound of it. You know what I mean? We're particular about that type of stuff.
It sounds like
we
it.
Self-produce.
Yeah, it sounds like you put a lot of work into it because it's got such a great sound. I'm going to play Harmonism, the title track from your latest CD, your latest album, which can be found at tbirdandthebreaks.com. You're also at tbirdandthebreaks.bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
You're on Twitter. You're on Facebook. Oh, and there's a little bit of like Iko in this thing too.
Oh man, yeah, I'm all about that New Orleans music for sure.
So let's listen to T-Bird and the Breaks Harmonism on Mike's Daily Podcast. Harmonism by T-Bird and the Breaks as we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. That interview recorded last night. Now we got part 2 of the interview tomorrow, but I will tell you that today they are at the Bunkhouse Saloon in Las Vegas. So if you are anywhere in the Vegas area, you can go and see them tonight. But don't be lazy like I was.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And if you go, tell them that you heard about them on Mike's Daily Podcast to help us out. The picture is of T-Bird and the Breaks performing there. See that at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. T-Bird's the one with the cool hat on.
Mike, I like his hat. I wear a cowboy hat too.
You do. You look great in it. I don't understand why. You've got great hair.
Mike, sometimes I don't want to show people my hair because I don't like to put a lot of product in it.
Oh. Why is that?
Because product is evil.
Why do you think product is evil?
I don't know. Why are we talking so close to each other?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of romantic. I hope the Disgruntled Fiddle Player isn't seeing this.
Mark, I am seeing this.
I'm backing away very quickly.
I think you should.
Oh, boy. At this point, I wish I had the legs of a soccer player.
Mark, does that mean you want the runs again?
No. That's all right. But if you got any more of your root beer left...
I do!
Yeah, just pour that out then. So the next show, part 2 of my interview with T-Bird and the Breaks. Plus, we will hear from Mana Rutabaga Valentino and Bison Bentley. Carry a Layson down the road that I must travel.
Please stop.
Okay.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.